Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching the Dairy Lounge here on DreamTV and BTV. My name is Renji Stella here with Alex Simbwa, and we go all the way till the hour of 9 a.m. We cover stories within Uganda, East Africa, Africa, and the rest of the world, and we get to stream live on www.imc.ug. I know there's an app, but since it's not covering Apple yet, no, I will not be.
Doxa is the app, and we are available on the Doxa app. If you're on Android, kindly download. You'll be able to watch BTV, DreamTV, listen to Impact FM, and get the latest from everything that we have here.
Yeah, but also the Victory Uganda app is available
Yes,
for
it is.
church content strictly. So if you want to know what is happening at Victory Christian Center, for example, the mass wedding that's happening on Friday, that is the app to get yourself, and it is on both. First, it's on both,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Yeah, Apple Store and the Play Store. Now, over the weekend, something interesting was happening. The whole of Uganda and Kenya, I believe, everyone was up and down getting ready for what looked to be like one of the biggest concerts to happen on the motherland. We had John Legend going to Rwanda. I know several people. The buses, I was told the buses were full of people going at immigration, right at what's that border?
Katuna.
Yes. Everyone, reason for travel, concert. So I was told, yeah. Do you know anyone who went?
No. Actually, I just stumbled into the story.
Okay, maybe I also don't know anyone who went, but yeah, I know several people who went, and apparently it was so much fun. So, John Legend, who is an EGOT winner, that means that he won an Emmy, a Grammy, a Tony Award, and an Oscar. So he was being questioned on why he would go into Rwanda during war and play a concert during war. But he has come out to tell the BBC that he is unfazed by a public backlash against his decision to perform in Rwanda despite the country's involvement in the war in the neighboring DRC. And he went on to say, and I quote, "I don't believe that we should punish the people of Rwanda and punish the people of other countries when we disagree with their leaders." Now, in the recent weeks, we know that M23 rebels, which is apparently backed by Rwanda, have seized the two largest cities in the mineral-rich east of the DR Congo. There is evidence that Rwanda has sent 4,000 troops across the border to support the rebels. Now, critics, of course, have come to argue that John Legend could have made a powerful statement by pulling out of the concert, especially given his highly respected EGOT status, and which also Thames, who is another artist, was able to do. She did pull out of the concert due to give on Saturday, saying she would never ever intend to be insensitive to the real world issues. Now, I don't know. There is a lot to talk about the story, but if I may ask you, Alex, do you think for John Legend going into Rwanda is a statement that Rwanda is safe for travel, or that I stand with Rwanda and what their
Sometimes
struggles are?
Sometimes the concert is simply the concert, okay? And you don't want to get into the issues. Is there a country that doesn't have issues? Even the US, if you were to say, I am not singing in the US because Trump is free. He went he ordered people to go to Capitol Hill. They attacked Capitol Hill. People died and others were, and so on and so forth. But there's no country that doesn't have issues. So you cannot say, I am ceasing to do what I'm supposed to do because Rwanda has issues. No way. Similar to Arsenal and PSG and so on. Because they have visit Rwanda, you say, cancel the contracts because Rwanda has sent troops into Congo. Do you know how much trouble Rwanda goes through from Congo, or from Congo keeping rebels within there?
Right.
So sometimes I agree with him. I don't believe we should punish the people of Rwanda and punish the people of other countries because we have problems with their leaders. If President Kagame has issues with I don't know how a concert is related to a difference between two countries.
Meanwhile, the president, Paul Kagame, he was there in attendance. So that's another big one. But when you put it like that, Rwanda has really struggled a lot. We know them for the genocide.
And wait, even when you get to the genocide, get deep into the genocide. In that genocide, Rwanda was abandoned.
Yeah.
Rwanda was abandoned by France. Rwanda was abandoned by Belgium. Rwanda was abandoned, and that's why, because where you see interventions, Simanyi, Gaza, Simanyi, Ukraine, and so on and so forth, it didn't happen in Rwanda. These guys massacred each other, and everybody was looking. You get it? So now, when they are trying to prevent something from coming to their land, I don't know how it becomes your problem all of a sudden.
Is it because of the Western interest within Congo?
Exactly, because actually that is the whole point. Okay, what does Rwanda have apart from tourism?
Bambi bali mu kweyiya. Yeah.
Tourism ate we Uganda lwakola tumanyi mutu. Hey.
Those are very big allegations, my friend.
I'm telling you. Rwanda is the source of the Nile. Rwanda is the one that has mountain gorillas. Rwanda is Biliche Uganda Rwanda, because Uganda cannot sell what we have.
Okay, so you've given it to them. Should we even give them the Rwenzori?
The Rwenzori is about to get. If you think Rwenzori is very near, I think they're about to take Elgon. They're about to take Elgon. Okay, so that is Rwanda for you, and John Legend and so on, powerful musician there. But let's run to the troubles of Africa in the Sudan. Yesterday we mentioned something about a peace agreement being signed between the RSF and others. Now the Sudanese army says it has broken a 2-year siege imposed on by the paramilitary group Rapid Support Forces on key southern state of El Obeid. Now, the breakthrough came hours after RSF signed a political charter in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, establishing a breakaway government in the areas under its control. They said, kakali no fetu fugayo.
The other day we talked about how they went to Kenya so that they can hold peace talks, and you are all for it. You are like, okay.
No, I was. Trouble is that the government guys refused to go and said President Ruto is biased.
Yes, he's siding with the rebels.
Yes. Now, apparently, the RSF and the army have been in a vicious battle since April 2023, with tens of thousands of people killed and millions forced from their homes. The war has split the country, with the army controlling the north and the eastern parts, and RSF controlling most of the Darfur region, the western parts, and also parts of the south. Now, El Obeid is the capital of the North Kordofan state and is a strategic hub for connecting Khartoum to Darfur. It's the latest army advance in recent weeks, allowing the recapture of several parts of Khartoum from the RSF. These are needless wars, no matter the circumstance. Of course, Sudan had issues even before it split into South Sudan and the Sudan. The former president, Omar al-Bashir, committed what you would call genocide in the area of Darfur, based on that is what's strange. Beautiful people.
Yeah. Going through this. And
this.
Some of the things that one was supposed to say was that before the siege, the situation there was horrific, apparently, and there had been no medical or food aid in that area. Can you imagine? And of course, it was considered to be very risky in terms of famine and malnutrition. But also, one Ahmed Hussein came out to say that lifting the siege brings life back to the
there were celebrations there, so I believe that maybe there's some hope. Our time is fast spent, but we'll run quickly. French President Emmanuel Macron has said that any peace
Interesting, they
deal.
talked about him yesterday.
Now he says that any peace deal in Ukraine must come with security guarantees. Actually, they are promising, which Trump has not refused. He says it's okay if they want to send a European peacekeeping force in Ukraine. That is perfectly okay. But in his statement, Macron says this peace must not be a surrender of Ukraine. It must mean a ceasefire without guarantees. He said the two leaders held a joint press conference yesterday.
President Donald Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron agreed.
The cost and burden of securing peace in Europe must be paid for by the European nations, not just the US, because that has been his problem. Whenever you talk NATO, it is the US.
Yeah.
Whenever you talk what, it is the US. So
But
he's
it's
saying
clear that he was going for all US first. So his mind is really about his people first. And
that's what he's saying, that I'm withdrawing, even he's withdrawing funding or even withdrawing altogether from NATO if they cannot meet their part of the what? Of the bargain.
Now, Alex, for me, I just want to ask you, because you know more about history. I want you to tell me the president in history that you know of who has been as busy as Trump has been for the first, let's put it at what, 30 days?
Okay,
or
30.
no, 100 days. Let's wait until the 100th day mark and we just get down to what Trump has been able to do, because I feel like he is on a roll. I am tired. Because
no, in the US, it doesn't make sense. Whatever he's doing doesn't make sense. Do you know why? He's repealing most of what Biden did. Somebody is going to come and repeal a lot of what he's doing. Because remember, it's his last term. He's not going to spend 8 years doing that. Yeah, so he's going to do or make all of those changes. Then somebody will come and say, what did he do? Let us reverse. Because that's what he's doing, reversing everything that the others did. There is some good in what he's doing. Some good in some of the things he's doing. There is a lot of bad in other things that he's doing. Because lately, we are a global village. Okay? The US, let me tell you history. You mentioned something about history. There was, after World War II, an economic depression. Economic depression. For trade to go on, there must be two parties, the producers and the consumers. To consume, you need money. If there has been war, the chances of people having money are slim. So what they called the Marshall Plan was executed by the US deliberately lending money to European nations for production so that they can sustain the economy. Because if you're producing and those guys who are supposed to buy your things cannot buy it, you get it. So you'll have to support them in order for them to be able to buy from you. Similar to what the Indians used to do here. They employ you, they pay you a salary, then they open a shop there where you're supposed to spend all the money and it comes back to them.
Right.
Where you buy the soap, the cooking oil and everything, the sugar, and the money will come back, to them and so on. But that is what the US did then in the Marshall Plan. So I don't know whether Trump is aware of such things, that you need China as the biggest global market to consume your commodities. Do you know how much the US benefits from China? American companies go to China and hey, you just need 50 million Chinese to buy your shoes and you're already a billionaire.
But I am pretty sure that he has been briefed on this. I don't think he's doing it blindly, but again, to what end is he willing?
Let me tell you, one of the time is, okay, I think we can speak a minute. But he placed tariffs on, after a while he withdrew them, on Mexico and Canada.
Yeah,
apparently,
he
withdrew them. But for Mexico, because Mexico was being used as a route for immigrants into the US.
Right.
For Canada, it was because they discovered that their factories of fentanyl, a very dangerous drug that comes from Canada into the US. Now, those things are bad. Immigrants are not good for the US, and fentanyl is not
It's
good,
good
for
either,
the
yeah.
US. But you see, you cannot place wholesome tariffs on a country. And let me explain why. The European Union, NATO, the US, and everybody placed sanctions on Russia for invading Ukraine.
Yes.
But the European Union later on discovered that
They needed
almost,
gas.
yes, they needed plenty of gas,
Yeah,
natural
gas
gas
from
from Russia.
Russia.
So what did they say? Okay, we'll place sanctions on that and that, but this gas can still come. You get it? Because
Right.
nobody can supply the gas. You get it? So
Yeah.
you must be very careful while you're going about your business, because you might hurt yourself in the name of trying to protect your country.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Why don't we leave it at that? Tuesday has been steamy. Where we pray that you have a blessed day. May the Lord bless the works of your hands.